All right, I'm gonna throw you a little curveball to start us off.
Okay.
But I think you'll like the pieces
Hey,
here.
you're fired if it's a penny stock. If it's under 60 cents, you're fired.
I'm off MMAT skills.
All
They're
right,
on my
so
do not list.
hey, I
They've been
leave
messing with my.
I leave the oil to you. You leave the pennies to me. I mean, we're a
Yeah,
team here.
they messed with my batting average too much.
Yeah,
But
I'm a
I'm gonna go with
reliever.
that.
You're the closer. Let's not switch it up. Let's just not switch it up. What do you got? What
So
do you
I've
got?
got it's an ETF, K-Web, China.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So why am I I do have a couple Chinese stocks, but why am I going with this instead of just, JD or SE or something?
That's easy.
It's just completely flow driven. I feel like they're piling in to this first, and then we're going to see the stocks follow. And Baba was strong enough to kind of allow me to do this, where I'm just I'm seeing the ETF, the other and the stocks will follow. Okay, so here's the deal on this. Um,
Is this leverage, P?
Sitting right, I think it's 3x. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. Perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, so this I've got 519.40C. I've got 519.35C. I've got 317.35, 317.43. Just a lot of really interesting stuff. I mean, especially in May, from March to May, um, heavily bullish on this. Sold puts at 32 and 30 for 317.
It's real hard.
So
It's real hard to trust volume profile long term on these guys because of what it is. Because it is an ETF. It's kind of they do try to kind of keep it in a price range. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like SPY, right? Um, but they're 30 definitely stands out as kind of the pivot. If you want like my big range that I could give at this current time, it'd probably be like 21. I don't think 20 would break. I don't think we've tested even. And then like 47. Um, if you really want to break out, it's that like 31, 32 number where we are. Um,
yeah,
Seems like they're trying to keep it under 35 right now, which is what you're seeing. That's where your flow is like that's stacking up for that to break, I assume, if that thesis is correct. Um, but this is a worldly event stock. Like, if you're watching the news right now, they're supposedly about to fund Russia. That's the thing, right? Like, right, they're gonna,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then we're telling them. I mean, I think what's his name? It was the Republican dude, not Jim Jones, not McConnell. One of them got. Oh, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham said, "You're dumb as dirt if you help Russia out." Like he legit said that out loud
yeah,
to
yeah,
China. So like this is a geopolitical play. That's the thesis behind it, I assume. But like, yeah, you're in a great spot technical wise, if that's what you're asking. There's more to
yeah.
it.
Well,
That ain't gonna lead this though, right? The technicals aren't leading this. Let's throw that out there.
yes, and it's I play this like I do the SQs. I
Okay.
think shares are better.
Okay.
The I mean, the options move fine. Really, I prefer Baba for options, just kind of preference. But um,
I
if
mean,
I do contracts on this, that may anywhere like the 40C May is definitely appealing. So I think the whales are not really buying the China fear. They're not. They're buying the dip on the fear. So that's kind of where I'm at on it too.
well, for me, we did the there was no Santa rally, there was a China rally, and if you kind of look at that chart, that's they had the same inflow outflow look to them, but now we are above that the what would have been the even level. The weekly shows it real well. It sold off, had a really good, probably mid-November through December, kind of leveled out. So are we going to continue to break out in this chart? Is that's the question of this chart? 30 is a great level, but this could also sit here for a while, P. definitely enough range to play it like you're saying, like the Qs. So I do like it. I don't not like it. It's nice.
That's good.
Um,
Yeah.
we were on all the Chinese stocks last week, so I do think they're consolidating for a move. I'm not going to say a leg up, but they're consolidating for a move.
Yeah, and with several of them, it's just about kind of about testing the recent highs,
Local,
gearing up for that.
local.
Local, yeah, yeah.
I like that. I like
And
that word.
so my next one is sticking in China for a minute. Huya, Huyya,
Yeah. Yep.
and like if you look at the headlines on it, Chinese stocks falling amid U.S. China tensions. That's all well and good, but and then I look at the flow here, and as that's happening, news is the ultimate lagging uh, indicator, and so 7C, 421,
Yeah.
6 and 7C are what stand out on
This
this one.
this is where I'm gonna just be flipping brutally honest, Professor. This is where we need to level up if we really want to do this, like career style, right? Because we know
Yeah.
these sectors really well. What I just said about K Web, this chart shows it ran through the December, right? We have two levels,
Mhm.
316 and 419 on this chart. This thing was tradable off our levels last month, but it's consolidating for a leg up. Um, yeah, we just need to organize these things. It's the same thesis here. Your flow is going to dictate where it goes, but I totally have that 650 to 7 bar, and then I'm probably topped out at 10. Um, but it's psych the whole way. You're 9,
Yeah, that's where the
850,
2024 leaps are at 10.
10. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, we're just playing 750. I would assume. I mean, that's all I'm trying to get out of it. That's a huge move from here. It's finding the
Yeah.
level
Oh
of
yeah.
a level of support. I have 419. That's the same thing I said with K Web. What's the pullback look like from here? Or are we just going to consolidate here at a high at 5? That's yeah. I guess you would. I did you see that in the flow, or where's your bottom on the flow? That's more important on these.
Yeah. So the 450 is where the absolute bottom on this, and I kind of don't think we get there because the five P is really strong too, and that would put us right in the middle of this daily
Okay.
candle here, and that's just kind of how I see these going. Is the pullback? They bought the dip on that. That alone, there's a kind of delayed reaction to that I think was going to happen early this week. Going to pull us into the middle of those zones, and then we'll see where we go from there.
And for me, the market's about risk reward. So you define your risk. That's just what you do. With the information here, anything in the four should be good. Anything in the four. We're at 475 right now. So buying anything under like four, I'd say anything 460 to 420, which would be where my line is at. I'm eating that up with $4, 3.99 being like the stop. That's how you define risk, in my opinion. Um, Not necessarily like stack orders every 5 cents, but pick a couple spots where you would take parts of your position.
Yeah, right. And like my initial buy on this, if it's at like 468 or something, um, it's not going to be like okay, we fall to 455, and I get nervous and want to leave.
Yeah, no.
If that's my emotion, that position was too big to start off because I'm just building something. I have that expectation that these flow levels are like a range. It's not going to break down to 350, so I'm just going to let it do its thing with the overall thesis being those levels at 6 and 7.
Yeah, I just did that with Fubo. Walked the whole room through it.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
I mean,
Um,
is what it is.
yeah, and Fubo, I mean, it gets caught up in some market dips here and there, but
I was gonna say the market.
yeah,
No, I like this. And I like where your head's at with this, especially since we were already kind of talking about him last week.
yeah. And next one is Baba. I've
Okay.
got a couple caveats on Baba. Um, I would not buy it over 100. And so then why would I put it on the hot list? Because I do think it's going to dip to somewhere between 95 and 98, just given the flow I'm seeing, the kind of leftover short term flow, like the 224 stuff. Um, but I've got in March 120C. I've got April 140C, April 150C. So we're talking risk reward. I got leaps to 180. Um, all that's plausible to me given what Baba is. So I like it. Unlikely to dip much below 95. Could go to like 94 or something like that. But there's nothing in the 80s. And that 120, it's all about that 120 break that I think they're going to push for in the next month or so.
Yeah, super good harmonics on the trend line and levels that we got dang near probably halfway through the year. I don't know how long ago we drew this trend line. But Baba shows that again, that kind of moving back up to a level which we played, which was 87, and then just busting out. Now it's reconsolidating around the 100. It's super respectful of the trend line we have, which is 8 months old. Um, 90 is definitely kind of the floor for me. They have a report this week, or I probably would have had them on my list asking you what the flow was. I just thought it was better on the other side of that.
Yeah, that's possible, and that actually could fit in with my don't buy it over 100 thing. I mean, because I think we do probably dip to the mid 90s before this turns around, but the turnaround on it, I think at minimum is going to test that 120 again, and I
Okay.
think that this time they break through. That's my thought right now.
Okay. So this is a probably a read the report on Thursday, and
Yeah, it's a but also if you're an options trader and you're scalping weeklies, the IV pump that's going to happen is late late earnings gamblers come in.
okay.
The underlying is not even going to matter that much.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
one Hundred
happened with
percent.
my Enphase calls went up $100 as the stock fell 2%. Um, because people are like
Yep.
they gravitate towards those huge earnings movers. So yeah, I would say day trade scalps. Any bigger kind of position, definitely wait till after the report.
Look. Yeah. And I mean it. Yeah. And then we're back to that 90s a smoking deal, right? I mean, we kind of both see that.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
fair.
Yeah,
That I really want to
there.
keep pushing to define a fair value for stocks that you follow. Um, and I think 90 is a good buy for Pava at this point in time. Just watching the chart the last 6 8 months.
Yeah, absolutely. And anyone with like on Chinese stuff, they're like, oh, their government's a bunch of liars and whatever. It's like, okay, welcome to stocks.
I know,
They,
sweet,
I mean,
sweet.
the difference with China is they have more control. They can open things up and shut them down whenever they want to. But lately, their orders have been to buy.
If
So
if they weren't in if they weren't in the shadow of a big world event right now, or kind of a part of it, I think these would have probably been the first to bounce back and one of the best to bounce back. To be honest with you, I
yeah,
think
that
is
that that had been the pattern that China was a couple months ahead on the
yeah February,
the
right?
market drop and then the recovery. So yeah,
That was February lows or whatever last year. I think is what it
yep.
was. Yep. Awesome, awesome.
All right, my last Chinese one, and this is the one it stands in for a whole. There's a whole basket of these education stocks. It's just the one with the best
You,
flow setup, but you can trade any of them. Go to
okay, yeah, yep.
and this sitting right here at 375. I think this could definitely dip to 350, although there isn't really flow to push it there. But what I like on it, 421, um, 5.5C. I've got 4C kind of all over the place with for weeklies, and The 3.5 puts are mixed, leaning. It's about 50-50 for this week, and then flips bearish after that. So I like those. And 6.5C into the summer, like June and August.
This thing's got a huge gap at like 4.5 to like. I ain't gonna say that. To double digits.
like 10 or 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 12. 12 was the number I didn't want
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
450 though, when it pops that, there's nothing above that. Um, Pretty thick down here though in general, which is what you like to see. If I have to give you like a low number, yeah, three ain't budging. Three is not budging.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone remembers back to 2021 when all these education stocks,
Yep.
when the floor just collapsed on them.
Yep.
China was basically gonna ban these, and I have friends who work in this industry, which is like an American teaching a Chinese classroom online, and then but they just kept expecting to lose their jobs, and it just
Never
never
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
So it was one of those government proclamations that got caught up in their bureaucracy or whatever happens over there, and just never materialized. And the stocks haven't fully recovered from that, but just have so much room to the upside that there's big opportunities here.
Yeah, I like
And
Tao.
we've caught a lot of it already. So
Yeah, I like
yeah.
Tao, and a lot of people play EDU. That's like the more popular one, but this one's just as good because it's lesser known. Gets picked up with any kind of like news push, this thing will pump.
Yeah, Tal, I almost put it on here. It looks good to
Yeah,
9 to 10. So yeah,
I like
that's
it.
where you'd be playing that.
Perfect.
All right, so next up for me, I need to make sure I don't already have some.
I guess.
Okay, so in the crypto space, I definitely think we should be on Hut this week.
Okay,
Um,
175
yeah, and the
213 175. That's what we got. That's our channel for ads.
yeah, I've got Flow. I've got
Four.
250.
You don't have
I've
four?
got these. I do have, yeah. For the short term, I got 250,
Oh,
but
okay.
for summer, I've got 350 for 450.
Yeah, there you go.
They bought a lot of those Friday.
Yep.
So
213s. I mean, I think these just run on the open and a Monday. So I got 175, 213. I wouldn't buy above two unless you're planning to take profit pretty quick, like that 250 level, which is still fine. I mean, that's flipping 25%. What are we doing here? But yeah, that's how I see that right now. They're all good. I said Wednesday. I think it's Thursday because of my beach clock. And I never say this, but you could literally cast a net on those cryptos and you'd have been all right. And you would have been all right.
yeah, for sure. And then I got to put Mara back on there. Just
Yep.
this 61620C, 43,000 volume compared to 6,000 in open interest,
Mm-hmm.
and the contract's $55. I'm probably just go ahead and buy one. But I mean, for the trade, I think you'd want to be shorter term, kind of share heavy. But 224 8C stands out. I think that's going to hit. I like 331 10C as well. On the option side, any contract under $100 that's plausible is sort of what I would gravitate towards, and those
Oh, nice.
kind of fit the bill for that.
I like it. You got that 656 on your chart?
Yeah, yeah, I do. 7P is very bullish too.
It was well respected. I don't think I mean, that's what you're looking for is that 7 to hold on pullbacks, and I think we already did that. So you're gonna play a retrace for now to your local high, whoop, whoop, of 950. 950 would be the range. I really want to see power through that, or we're just going to channel back down. Whether it's a day or 3 days it takes to do that from here, that's the question. But yeah, I think you're just grabbing the tiger by the tail, holding on, taking your percentage on these this week. If you don't want to do homework, you get up and you're like, crap, what am I going to trade this week? These probably would be it. I mean, and I normally don't say stuff like that, but I mean, the range is here, the thesis here, the catalyst is here, um, and the overall market conditions are here for these right now. So we were early, anyways. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, yeah. I bought some shares at
I
$4
tra-
or
I
something.
traded this last week. I got an alert set.
Yeah, I know. I always I need to just throw some into it while I'm doing coin, because it's
It's better
same kind
range,
of
B.
deal.
It's better range. When you do the math on the
It
range, you're
is,
like,
yeah,
oh, I'm better. I mean, you can put 700 in here, or whatever, and it's
yeah,
harder to do that with coin.
it is, yeah, yeah. Coin, I'm just like so locked into those option levels.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so next up, now this one is I don't think we're late. We caught this in notes already, but it's going to do its next leg up. SOUN, Soundhound. I think this AI stuff is
AI,
has some
yeah.
staying power, and I don't think it's just a pump and dump. The so here the interesting thing about the flow on this is that about 95% of the option activity happened 15 minutes before close, and it was all bullish for the most part. And what they were buying was 224 4.5 C and 317 5.5 C and 6 C, and they were
Hey,
selling 3.5 P for 224 and 33.
that last 15 minutes you just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
do the math on how many shares that controls real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just close.
All right. Let's see. About 50,000.
Okay, because the last three candles, which are outrageous on the share side, is
Mm-hmm.
is like roughly like a little over 2 million shares. I just wanted to see if those lined up. Like
Oh, okay.
if it was
Yeah.
two million shares they covered on that side, and then they bought 2 million shares, or if it was like half, if it was a million shares on the
Um,
options, and it was
oh wait, let me here, I'm not a math professor. It was about half a million. I left a zero off.
okay, okay. I'm not a
Yeah.
math professor. I know you're a market monk. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So a quarter of the shares, but yeah, I'm just want to. That might be a thing, right? We should check that out on spikes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there no those
No,
candles
absolutely.
those candles are at minimum 200% bigger than any other candle on the day. The
Yeah,
last the
right.
last
And
15 minutes.
in terms of reading flow, the hardest thing about Fridays is always the zero DTE
Yes.
noise that you have to
Yes.
filter out. But the stuff in the last 15 minutes is not that. They're gearing up for next week. So
Yeah, they
definitely like this one. Has some, gets really active in the pre-market too. Prefer shares over options, but the options do move this thing. So
yeah, I got two
I
volume
like that.
profile levels, which is 333 and 366. So I think that 350 is big. If we go to like short term volume profile, it's closer to 390. So $4 really trying to hold. Um, yeah, it's kind of some risk here, but definitely some range above five. And I'm with you on the AI stuff.
Yeah, that's not slowing down. It's
No,
still
no,
active.
not going anywhere.
All right. So next up for me is Redfin,
Yay!
and this is
That's the first
it's
one.
pulled back enough where, oh yeah, I did watch the video.
Thank you. You just
So
saved us
yeah,
50 minutes.
yeah. So 317, 10C, 11C, um, January 2024, 13. C. 9 puts are bullish as well, and a lot of in the money weeklies at 8C stacking up bullish too.
Yep. Yeah, I like I just like this. I like where this is at. It's consolidating up here. After a great move. Definitely have to follow you, but $8 was kind of my level of holding up here. I was hoping you would say eight should hold. So, um, real spicy after we break that 10. I mean, you're gonna get a 20%.
It's like a 12 to $15 stock.
Yeah, I think you get
It's
that
for
twenty
right now.
percent pop like real quick once you get the 10 going. If you don't reject at 10, I think it goes to 12 rather quickly. Like a CCL. Not that that's a comparative stock, but just in general, kind of
And
like that move.
and we're through earnings. Like
Yes.
earnings is over,
Yep.
and we can just kind of go from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Seven. So yeah, seven. I actually use the 794 local high in my notes. So perfect. I like it a
So
lot.
this next one's a real estate stock. The Perma Bears kept saying they were going to take to zero. Never has happened. They couldn't even break $10 on it.
Oh.
MPW.
And
This is a medical properties stock, and
NP.
M
Oh,
as in
M.
Mary,
Okay.
PW.
PW.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
So medical properties trust, and this one, 12P is extremely bullish on 317, and then I've got 317 15C, and a lot of 13C and like the shorter term stuff is bullish. 224, uh, yeah, 13C is good. 13.5C looks good, and then 12P is pretty bullish on all expiration.
Yes, I'm gonna go with a 1432 as the top. Really want to see strength there if you're going to continue to 18. I think the flow will pick up on that. I'm going to be early on that stuff on this one. It does have range back to the 20s. On the downside, I got 11P. 11's my spot, so you're a buck above that in yours. It's thick there, though, so that totally makes sense to me, which means I'm adding anything from, let's say, 1225 to 1175, 1150.
And they have earnings Thursday pre-market, so just be aware of that.
Yeah. We started last week at right at $12, so you could totally sit that channel there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's last couple candles at 11, 12, 1182, 1193. So I mean it's you're not getting much below. That's why 1225 would kind of be where I would start to read the report and add. I like it.
Yeah, if they could have pulled off like a full collapse on this, it would have happened back in last fall. Last fall, I think.
They
So,
couldn't break 10.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me, F cell.
Woohoo! Sorry.
Yep. And yeah, so this one is I think if you could add under 350, that would be good, but I don't know. I don't know. It's going to depend on the market, as they say. If we get that flow's pretty clear here, looking like the 350 calls and puts both bullish, and then I've got 4C for 224.33. Really gets interesting after April. 7C is bullish on it.
Beautiful over here.
7.5.
That's
So
over here.
yeah, could see it making a move up to that.
I got an old note that says flow first on this stupid thing. So I'm glad the flow's finally there because I've been on this for a while. Just waiting for those big numbers we just heard. Even back to 5 is good enough for me. Overall thesis on hydrogen in the EV sector, more dependable, maybe even comparable to batteries in the long run. Yeah, because it's flipping gas. It's easy. You can produce it. If we can make it, we don't have to depend on like the wind and the sun. People like that for some reason. But yeah, um, I like where they are. I like where they are. What was your dates on your bigger numbers?
April.
Wow. I got a note here. I'll share with everybody. This is golden stuff here. It says start picking flow dates for the professor for short term plays. And so right now my date is basically anything before August. If I say, hey professor, what's the date on that? And it's before August, I'm very interested. If it's after August, I'm watching it a little bit. And then that's just how I'm kind of
Yeah, and
taking this
that
to
would
my
be
style.
the definition of what constitutes a elite um, differs for people, but like for me, August beyond that, that's elite. So
Yeah, yeah.
anything below that's a monthly, and that's good for short term.
Yeah, well, just that's how it helps fit my style. Like taking your information and fitting my style, I have to have like a reasoning behind it or what I'm looking for, a filter, so to speak, right? And
Yeah,
that's my filter for the flow. Like really, if it's shorter than August, it's like it needs to be moved up on higher up on the checklist. If it's after, it's more of like it's on the checklist, but it's not a huge parameter for me at that time because I'm gonna be day trading this week.
yeah. Um, all right, so next up for me is Space SPCE.
Woohoo! All right, now
We
he's hitting them.
actually we were in collab on this one,
Yes, 5.
kind of middle early last week, and
Yeah,
so flow wise,
I like it
I
all.
got I got 3.3, 7.5 C, 224, 6.5 C, 7 C. Um, yeah, they're looking like 750, and then I've got April. I got 14 C, so
Wow.
that's anticipating something big, but just definitely really like this to make that move to 7.
Yeah,
And once we're at 7, kind of makes sense to go to 8 at that point.
this thing sold off. I mean, it started selling off a long time ago, but it has the perfect inflow outflow thing we like to talk about. With that, if you look at the weekly charts, real easy to pick a level, um, which was 5. But the main channel on this was the 650 to 880, 647 to 880. That's where we were playing when we first started playing the stock. So reclaiming that to 750, that kind of puts you center of the channel. Um, I'm looking for low ads um, anywhere in the fives, to be honest with you on this one, because I think we're there. That
Yeah,
14, that 14 is ridiculous. I was hoping you just said 9.
right. Yeah, and this is just a good example of a stock that ran over $50 twice on basically nothing,
Yes.
but has reached a point now where there's actual some substance to these moves up,
My
and I think it can start to hold things.
my thesis on space in general, and I like a lot of them. I actually have a couple on my list already, just because the momentum has been there. Um, they're the only company, or they're one of the few, especially sector wise, that's allowed to burn and bleed money and owe money right now. People understand they can't really go to space without spending money, so they're getting a pass in that regard. Um, and they're one of the first stocks that people are coming back into. Piton does not get that pass.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so gonna get into a couple oil plays here. OIS.
I thought you were
Um,
messing with me.
so this is they're coming off of a big move up off earnings. Would look for this to check down a little bit, maybe to like 950, something like that. But yeah, I think this one keeps going. So flow on it, 317, 1250 C, and some leaps to 15 as well. kind of, it's one of those with those funky $2.50 strikes, but yeah, just like the sector and look of this
Yeah, this one is it's
sustained move up.
they got that higher like the higher high going on, like they're about to break out. 848's the local. I mean, this thing's just it's moving. But so flow first here. I forgot which one I
Yeah,
like.
it's just one of those that for some whatever reason, oil's the only sector where I'll do this, where it's just kind of like
Yeah,
breaking out and then keep going. That Pro did this and STNG, so that's kind of the look I see here, where all of a sudden, we might be like 15, $18 or something like that in a couple months. So just want to stay on this one.
perfect. No, perfect, perfect. So OSI, just to be 100% clear on the because there were so many of them.
It's
Oil
O
States.
OIS.
OIS, Oil States International.
Yes, that's it.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, that got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That 848. It consolidated and it just popped last week off the earnings, I assume. No, no, these are good. They're hard to play on the share side, but I'm assuming the contracts are great for the new all time highs.
Yeah, and the contracts, if they'll you'll get like 20-30% on them very quickly, and then you just decide how you want to handle that going forward. All right, so then next one is PAR. I want to get that one back on there. PARR, and Wales bought up the dip on this, so I kind of want to do that as well. This is looking like that 317.30C is the one that stands out. Um, the one they've been on, and they just keep adding to it. So that's what I see happening.
Yeah, another one, exactly another previous high. You got the report this week, um, or excuse me, a previous winner at an all-time high. That's what I meant to say. It came out way wrong. We had the 19 to 22 channel, and it's again it just broke out of that over about the last month. But the consolidation is definitely respectable up here.
Yep. All right. So this next one, this is a different kind of play, and I think it's kind of their natural gas exposure that's bringing them down. But they're an oil stock too. AR. So I I think you need some caution on this one, just because it has that feeling of catching a knife or something. But 23 is kind of it in the down for the downside on my end. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where it'll bounce or thereabouts, and just the upside here is definitely hard to ignore. Where I've got for 818, I got 28C and 36C. So this is kind of the that sort of that leap threshold. January goes up to 40C, but I just like the risk reward of the longer term options on it.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I had
Don't
on OSI and go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, and I don't really see a scenario where we break down at 20, because I think it would have happened by now if that was.
Yeah, I don't know where my OSI note came from. I apologize. I was obviously looking at the wrong thing. But this one I have 3008, and then this 2110 auto RTL on this 10 year I really like. Like that's not breaking. You're not breaking that 21 level, in my opinion. And then the 30 would kind of be your channel, anything below 30. But this has range back to 40 or 50 easily. I like this one depending on where your strikes were at. But I'm a 3 day rule because of the current, was it ER? Just give it another day or two, see what happens here. But you're
Yeah,
fine.
and
You're fine at like 27, 28. That's not, those aren't bad ads.
and this is another one where the all the buying happened at the end of the day, and so of the contracts I'm seeing, this 818.36C is
There
about
we go.
$85,
Yep.
and that's kind of the sweet spot for pricing. The like the 28C is about $275. Don't really want to tie up that much in it. on one contract. I'd rather have three of the higher strike because you got plenty of time. So that's
Um,
where I'm at.
3583 1 year volume profile. That's your 36. That's a great target. I like it.
Yeah, and I think it'll be in the money by April, in my opinion. But we'll see where this goes.
Best one of the
Uh,
Scrabble pieces you gave me.
nice. All right. Next up is Mo. Going to go into consumer defensive
Oh,
for a minute.
they're on the news lately.
Yeah, they're one of the better dividend stocks out there because the dividend's high and they always pay it. So that's kind of what you look at if you're into that sort of thing. And just another one where it was just a lot of buying late in the day, and I just kind of like the strikes on it. So I've got June 50C, 52.5C, 4850 on the weeklies are bullish, and then I got 50C in 3.3 and 317. So this one kind of grinds up a bit. If you're on the option side, you don't actually need much of a move to get the contracts moving, and still just has that big fat gap to like 54 that I think it fills.
Yeah, mine's the 52-ish, but I totally see that. It's the second one we've had this morning that has. It was one of those. Remember that ugly candle? What, 2 3
Yeah,
weeks ago? Yeah, it has that screwing up the chart a little bit. But we had 41 to 45. Kind of is where you play this guy. So we are on a new high here, but the trend's totally there. 46.50 probably your local level you want to see hold. I got it twice on the daily chart as consolidation points. I don't think we go back to the 45. Really don't.
yeah, and I think when money's tight, people still buy tobacco.
Yes.
Just the reality of America.
Yep.
Especially if you ever drive cross country, there's parts of the country where I was in Louisville not that long ago. Still a lot of smoke in the Louisville. All right, so then next up for me, this is one that I had a note played out perfectly. I said market rallies, look at QuantumScape, and you know just went crazy with Carvana. But I still actually like this for continuation. So QS,
Yeah,
looking
there we
at
go. There we go.
got
Is that Chinese?
it's
I apologize for not knowing.
no California.
Okay, same thing.
They deal with development of solid state lithium metal
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
batteries.
right. That's right. The
Um,
ticker just threw me off. That's the way it looks, right? It looks.
yeah, yeah,
There's no name on my
and
chart and stuff like that.
I got 3/17/12C, April 14C.
A plus.
Yeah, love this one.
You seen it. You seen it. You watched the video. 975.
Yep, yep.
1173. Just came out of ER. Report didn't look bad. Batteries are needed. The flow reads A plus. Will be in my notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the plan on this one in the hot stove, I think. All right, so then I got two left. I want to get on COP. So my plan on COP last time worked. I went ahead and got out. Big pullback here. Just they really kind of overdid it. We're sitting right at an option floor at 104,
Mm-hmm.
and if oil has any kind of rally this week, this one's going to see kind of an oversized move to the upside. I think we've got May 135C, about $50, like that one. 421, 120. Nothing really under 100 to speak of. 105 is kind of it on the put side, so we're under that.
Yeah, I got a 101.06, basically 100 right in there, but I don't even think that 101 is going to touch, to be honest with you. 120 was my target I wanted to see from you for A plus setup. 20% on a flipping stock that is definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Big,
they're a blue chip.
yeah, big weekly candles too. That $30 candle thesis is now in my flipping head. So I'm on it. Love it.
And last up, one of your favorites, Datadog.
Oof.
So just really, really like the sector. I was on net for the downside, I mean, mainly just because of their earnings beat and kind of giving things back. As an upside trade, net can be kind of shaky. This one's much better. I just think we have a good track record with it, and yeah, I mean anything on my end, anything under 80, you start really looking hard at this. I've got 317 100C. I've got 83C for 224 and 33. I got sold puts at 77 and 79 for
Ooh.
this week. So yes, I think we flip around here.
The EDU session back in December and the yesterday recap and read the room. That's definitely what we're going to call some local levels. So just a good way to get um, a read on a stock that is moving outside of your channel. Yeah, I'm with you. 90 to 100 was our original channel. Anything under that kind of feels like a steal. Long term, this is one of those ones that I think has a couple X's next to it in a few years, to be honest with you. But
Yeah,
78.42 right now, well respected. Put line on your chart. Look at it the last 3 weeks. Use it as resistance a couple times. Pop through it. Use it as support a couple times. I think we do the same 90 here for a while. That's $10 range on a stock. It's great for this one. And we're past ER.
yeah, and that's a big one. I'd rather be past ER than looking at it for this one. So
Yep, 100%.
yep,
Good stuff.
yep. So that's my new stuff.
All right, hot list last week. I remembered this time. It's ingrained now. Not really, because I'll probably forget next week. Oh, Baba was already on the hot list last week, P.
Oh, okay, cool.
AMRS.
Missed that one. Yeah. So this was in my notes. Just limited risk down here, and just the kind of stock breathing. Going to take it back to 180 or so.
Oh, let me
Like
ask you. What's your like? I was wrong for. Do you have that? You have one of them? Like if this broke,
um,
I would have to change what I think.
yeah, it's like 135 probably.
Perfect. Same Z's.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's just splitting the difference on some option strikes. But
No, you nailed it on the TA side. I
yeah,
love it. No, I love it.
yeah.
Baba BE. Bloomberg
I'm gonna let that
Energy.
one go.
Perfect.
Just didn't respond as well on the good days as I wanted. So it's not worth it.
BTU.
Yeah, this being stubborn keeps paying on this one. Let me see what I got. I kind of think I don't know if I need to hot list this. I think it's just going to
Yep.
go kind of in
Yep.
the Hall of Fame.
Let's do it.
Um, yeah, I'll move it over there.
That's where I was at
Still
with it.
same deal. I think 32 break is going to send it
Yeah.
to 36 to 40. So.
Stocks in an uptrend like this. This is half the reason I switched back to the 50 and the 200 from the 13 and the 30. My personal opinion is that we have found bottom on most things, especially stuff I'm playing. Um, this pulls back to that 200 on the daily almost perfectly, like perfect. That's where the dip buy stop. It's walked that up since August. I was late.
Hmm.
Beyond Meat.
Uh,
Got ER
it's going
this
to have
week.
to come back a little bit for me to play it. But the earnings report is definitely worth watching, especially if it just plummets on earnings. I'm buying it. I'm trying to just catch a knife because this one in particular comes back from that usually that next day or that same day. So
No hot list though.
very interested, but no, I just don't have a
Yep.
I don't have a reason to keep it. It already got the move to the upside.
Where are you putting your bid for that dip buy? Like if you were going to put a bin down there, where would you put it at?
Probably like 1450,
Okay.
1350, something like that.
I'm super cheap. I was closer to 13.
I mean,
13, 12.50 right in there.
that'd
Which
be a big drop on one day.
Yeah, it
I
wouldn't.
mean, it could happen though. It could happen though.
You think so?
In after hours, yeah, but it'll come right back from that.
I think if it goes into that report at 15, it's possible. But if it goes in the report at 17, I'm probably being cheap.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cinex?
With what copper's doing, this is really likely to go to $12 fairly soon.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
All right, with you with that statement. CGC.
I like this at $3. I don't know where you're at on it. That's
That
kind of where I see it going.
So I'm not buying here, but I like it at $3. Does that make sense? Because my level's 222, and that's
where do you want to? I was gonna say two. Like, if I can get in the 220s, I'd like it.
222. I've had that line forever. So under 230. If we're gonna go locally here, under 245. But I really don't want it there without news. I would rather have it 230 or less.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's why it was on it. That was offered. We offered it. So if you're not super strong, I know I said keeper, but if you're not super strong, I think we move on. I don't want people buying this.
Yeah, we'll move on. I've got a healthcare note on Tilray I'm working on. So
Perfect.
But it's kind of a longer term idea.
Yeah, I just think that my buy price will be offered again, and that's when it's better to say something.
Yeah.
Coin.
Yeah, we should keep going.
In
terms of a local pivots, 63.85 kind of seems likely with what Bitcoin's doing that we might actually open at my next lineup at like 67.98. Report's going to move this a lot. I'll just play the aftermath of that one way or the other. If it spikes off earnings, it probably is going to give some back. If it falls, they'll buy it up. So
Bitcoin hits 26K this week. What is the price of coin?
74.
I'm 76. Good.
Yeah.
Like it a lot. Dash, we're done with, unless you had something.
Yeah. I'll move on. Gonna wait for a new setup.
Yeah, definitely. If this drops back to 55, 57, I'm interested. But if it sits 61, 68, I'm not really interested on the share side. Dino and Devin, kind of put them together unless you have a reason to separate them. Oh, I guess no, these got to be separate. Sorry. Dino.
Yeah. So Dino, I'm going to take off for now. But if it falls to 50,
yep.
Like I have an alert for $50, and then I'll check on it there. Nothing wrong with it. Just other oil I like a little better. If Dino was closer to 50 right now, I would keep it on.
Keep it.
I'm gonna wait for that.
Same. And then Devin.
Devin, I want to stay on this because it went well beyond where Flo was wanting to take it, so it's like just very likely to bounce back here.
To where?
All right, so I've got 317. 60C.
Oh, that number. Okay. Yeah.
And I've got April 67. I've got June 74.
This is Unc stock, just so you know.
Yeah.
I got two lines on this chart, P. 60.28 and 53.78. Had them for
Nice.
quite
We're right
quite
there.
quite some time. No, that's it. Came right to my level. So if this holds, that's it. That's it. I like that channel, and there's range. What, back to 70, 80 on this thing? 70 is probably more reasonable. If oil does break that 85-ish number we talked about in the last session, um, this is what you look for, is this opportunity, if you believe that's going to happen over the summer.
Yeah, and this is actually a little below where I bought it, but a similar kind of thing happened in September where you just had some heavy selling and it flipped at about 56 that time, but bounced right back, and I just kind of expect that again.
Yeah, that
Really,
wasn't.
actually thought about 60. I thought 60 was going to hold or thereabout 58, but
Oh,
this
let's
is just a
go.
gift down here, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I think this was dips a little more than the one you were talking about because of it was news ER driven on
Yeah.
a dividend too. It looks like, or no, no, excuse me, no, that's wrong. It was ER driven though, where the last one was probably just a geopolitical events. But
Right. Right.
great setup. EXK. Surprised you didn't have a bunch of these.
Yeah, yeah. Silver, kind of holding its own. Very unlikely to for three to break down on this. Let me see where my upside is. So I've got I got leaps to 10 for January, but let me look at the more plausible stuff. A little hard to read because it's got these 2.5
All right,
to 5 gaps here,
if you're
but
not
2.5C.
if there's not a reason to have gold, silver right now, let's take it off. Like if there's not a
Yeah, I'm with
direct
you.
catalyst right now, the charts are all ready, but
Yeah, and the dollar does look a little bit bullish, so that's going to hurt these two.
okay,
So
perfect,
we'll pull away for now.
perfect. Fubo, I got that 239 here. We're kind of dancing around it um, after this pop off at two, but 350s what we really need. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just got a call Friday.
I don't like
Okay,
the ask side on the
yeah,
1.5p.
let's get out of here a week.
That scare me off a bit.
Oh, that's back now, huh?
Yeah, so it's one of those. I was in this, recovered red to green, went ahead and got out. And I'm
Yeah,
just gonna bail for a bit.
yeah, me too. I got out of that 240. I had like 120 or 227 ads that went way under.
Yeah.
um, Hurts
Let's
popping off that 20. It seems like acting as a little resistance. I don't think you're going to have the 24s that's needed to keep this around, but that's what I'd be looking for. The 22s aren't enough for me, unless they're super, super,
um,
super strong.
no, it's the 22.5C is actually
Bullish or
bid
bearish.
side, so
Okay.
bearish. Yeah.
Kodak 350. 350 holding.
Let's
Still got $1 back to where I originally started the channel at. So
Yeah, I got 317 5C and 421 5C. I like those.
let's be a little stubborn here then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Laser.
you're
Sorry.
not gonna get rich in a day off Kodak,
No.
but I do like it.
No, but you won't lose your old account in a day either.
Yeah.
Laser. If risk doesn't if risk doesn't define reward, you're gambling.
Yeah.
Six. We had 6 to 750. We're kind of dead center. If you still have strong 750s, keep it around for continuation. If not, let's take the dub. In my opinion, I like this off of six. It's a better call than look at the weekly.
Yeah, I want to go just take the win. This one gets on the short seller radar. So,
Perfect. Oh yeah, hundred
as it
percent.
approaches seven.
That's where the range is from. P 100%. It's better. That's why it's
Yeah,
better at six. Um,
yeah. I
any
mean, there's gonna be a day where lidar, you know, is in the Apple car, and the Apple car is real, and they'll this will jump up 100% or something.
no, it's not
Uh,
this week.
but for now, I don't like ads in the middle of the zone on lidar stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Um, Merc, MERC.
All right, paper. Uh, I'll let it go.
Perfect.
Didn't react how I wanted.
All right. I'm not even asking that one. MODG.
Um, which one are you asking about? Is it skills or something?
No, it's
And
Matt.
Matt, is
Yeah,
it
it's
Emmett?
Matt. You
Yeah.
should. I'm
All right.
alphabetical. You should know.
I'm not allowed to keep that one. I wouldn't want to anyway. Yeah, MODG.
No. Sound almost disappointed, P.
Yeah, flow is good, but the flow is unreliable.
I should do a
Basically,
better job at talking you out of them. That's my
yeah,
department. There's just better fit. You're better than that. You find way better stuff. I'd rather talk
yeah,
about coin for 20 minutes with you than talk about MMAT.
yeah. Um, what are you looking for here? I only have to 25.
I,
Pretty strong 25. But
yeah, 26 is what I'm looking for. I just think we're consolidating here before we go with a leg up. There's no history on this thing. This thing could go pretty high if you just do the math. They're spending money on building. It's more of the longer term play, but I think stocks like this you stay on because you want to know their history.
yeah,
When you
yeah,
see like 30s, I think it's going to stand out, and we're going to want these 23s or 22s or 20s, whatever it ends up being. I just kind of want to keep them on your radar. That's why it was on the hot list. So if we dump it right
yeah.
now, I know you're watching it, and that's fine with me.
Okay, yeah. I'll pull out of it. Hey, real quick. I this one I can't believe it didn't show up on my flow list, but I wanted to stay on it just because it's a little bit on topic. Look at the BLMN chart real quick.
BLMN,
Yeah, this is
Bloomin'
Outback Steakhouse,
Bloomin'
Bloomin'
Brands,
Brands.
the onions. We just got their
Yeah,
ER here, 21.
yeah. Look at that move.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
20,
I don't have
21.
any. I don't have a reason to keep it, but it's like you mentioned stuff on my radar. This is going on my radar.
Yeah, 30,
Because
32, right? That's what you'd be looking for.
exactly.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
I
it's.
wanted to I wanted to pull back, but this might pop up next week on our list. So
I'm putting that in my
just
burger,
wanted to.
in my burger
There you go. That's
index.
the list that's on for me.
Perfect. Yeah, more
The
of
burger
that.
index. I might make an ETF on burgers. We'll see.
No, more of that, please. I like the stuff that's
Yeah,
obscure. That's not going anywhere.
yeah,
Crocs, right?
yep.
Invis.
Um,
We're getting stuck under my 311, um, but it's tight.
yeah. I wonder if that 1P whale is still at it. Let me see here. Nope, they finally backed off. Yeah, 224, 2.5C. I've got 519, 3.5C. This is a LiDAR in a better spot than laser was.
I like it to six. I'm just waiting for the trend to confirm, I guess. And I thought it did here at three, but it's rejecting three. Um, yeah, if you have still have continuation of the flow, I think we should keep it. If it's not
Yeah, I'm
if
looking
it's
for
not
that.
strong if it's not strong, let's just wait because it's not going anywhere, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, I'm looking for that kind of that summer move it had. a repeat of that. Um, I'll take it off. We got a lot. We got a
Okay.
lot of stuff. I'll take it off for now.
Yeah. If that's 250, we'll throw it back. 280. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Perfect. 9.
Let's
Broke 10. That was all Friday though.
Um, 421 14C.
I like it. I just don't know when.
So
If I go these two consolidation bars, it's probably 9.25, 950, which is where we are.
yeah.
So this is the better
Mhm.
spot, but 10 really we need to be back on the other side of 10 quick. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. Is it A plus on your side?
Yeah. I mean, I probably will go ahead and
Yep.
get that 421 14C.
All right.
About 60
Yeah.
bucks.
Now we'll keep it then.
So, yeah.
PL. I think this is
Yeah.
a hard read for you. The Space Play Planet Lab.
Yeah. I'll trade the other space plays when space is good, which it is. Yeah, I don't have much of a read on it though.
All right, I'll keep it in.
Um,
I'll keep it. I had it in notes, and it gave us that 450 to 5 move. I'll just keep it on that side.
oh, okay, cool.
Play. A little reject off of 44 here.
Um, calls are a little too bearish for my liking on it.
Perfect. Rejecting a level, so all time high, not all time high level, but local high level. Definitely sit this one out. PSNY rejecting 550 last week. Is that the trend on your side, or is this just a Friday anomaly? It looks like it's being
Let's see.
shorted. It really looks like it's being shorted. Let me look at iBarrow real quick while you're looking at flow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna back off for now.
Okay, that was my overall opinion too. Piton.
Let's see. I still like leaps on it. 13.5p is kind of more mixed than I would want, and there's some flow to 11 and 10. I don't really like that
Ooh.
much. So yeah, I'll
Oh,
back out for now.
darn it. 1312 to that 840 is my channel. We're bouncing off the top of that, but the flow rates put us back in the middle of that channel, so definitely wait. PayPal.
Um, yeah, I like it back to 80, but I'd like to add it at 72. If that makes sense.
You want to wait a week here?
Yeah.
Okay. Rite Aid. Interested in what you're seeing over there. We're finally in this nice little uptrend. Nothing major though. It's kind of still a flat bottom uptrend. But them I like because you're just building support over time. 350 really strong. I would like to see
So
fives or sixes.
I got 317 5C. So coincidentally or not, all the drugstores are bullish right now. Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid. Rite Aid's the best one just because of the range. Um,
Which
Walgreens is just going to kind of grind up 50 cents at a time. But yeah, this one, I like it to five.
what's your fair market value on Rite Aid?
Probably like $8.
Sweet God, you don't need me, P.
Yeah.
REI.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
Perfect. Rocket Lab. Kathy Wood space play. 477, my level, well respected. We're bouncing off the top of that channel. Sixes or sevens make this A plus.
That's 317 6C. No sevens. I do have leaps to 10.
Yeah. When's the seven?
Yeah.
When's the seven?
I don't have any sevens.
Oh, seven. That's interesting to me. Interesting that they go
Yeah,
six
I
on
don't
this
know.
pool.
It's not a strike they like. I don't know.
Interesting.
They like six.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, six is fine. I'm good with that.
All right, let's keep this in.
Yeah.
I like the level of support we're on. Um, I'm a risk side
Yeah,
first.
this isn't. I don't think this is going back to $4
No,
anymore.
no. If you get 450 ads, I would take that in a second.
Yeah, that would be like a wick,
Yeah,
which
yes.
you don't have a lot of time. So, but
No.
yeah, I mean, you could definitely get a
You,
fill.
you wake up, you put that order in before the market opens, and when your bell goes off, you say "sweet."
Yeah,
Rocket, keep your position small when you do that, people. Don't full account, please. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Rocket Mortgage, not a space play.
Um, right. Yeah, yeah. So I kind of like this pullback here. Maybe would have liked to see nine hold a little better, but I like it back to I got 1050s, 317, and 11s.
This actually was in the read the room, even though it's on the hot list. 869 is my level. We had perfect pullback after the run to my other level, which was $11. Um, those flow reads make this A plus for me. Will be in notes as well
Yeah.
as the hot list. Um, man, I'm really proud of this one, even though we didn't play it. But run. I mean, we played it, but we didn't play it like through the whole channel. But back in, I want to say November, when this thing was 30, we talked about the downside. And boy, did we do a really good job of nailing this downside. And about the
Yes.
fourth or fifth wick is when I put it back on the hot list last week. You can see the weekly chart. We are kind of consolidating down, but I'm really interested in these guys still. Not that I would buy here unless you have 30s, but we understand this
Um,
chart well.
so yeah, I've got 27.5 is the
Nice.
highest I've got.
Split me. We can keep it as continuation if that's A plus.
It is. I think we see that, but yeah, I need to see some 30s probably this week where I want to see those.
Okay. Do you think that 27.5 end up in the money? That's good.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
it. Put you on the spot a little bit there. Bro's got RSI of like 10. What the hell, P? RYAM.
Yeah.
RIAM. It did have a good week, though. Just real tight. Um,
Yeah.
Real tight.
This is it's one of those where I was looking for it to get into the middle of that big sell candle on the daily,
Yes.
which it pretty much did. And
Oh, this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Not the weekly. You see how the weekly mid candle is like $8.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was
The
on the
daily.
daily.
I see you. I see you.
So this is put to call ratio is 0.01. Nobody's buying any puts on this, and 421 12.5C, and then 7.5C is bullish. 317 519 has monthly options, has those funky strikes, those 250 gaps on it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Still still bullish. I like it to recover to 10, so
650 is
I'm
it
gonna stay on
standing
it.
on it. Yeah, 650 standing on its head. I like putting a little pressure on you and hearing your confidence. Setup's still there. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
Yep, yep. SQQ.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
SVM kind of fits that silver thesis. I'm a wait and see unless you have something real strong here. This one's not
um,
on my level, and
yeah, I'm gonna take it off. I think um, there's nothing that's gonna make three hold here. I think it could fall under that.
perfect, perfect. Val.
Yeah, gonna go to $20.
Yep.
Just give it time.
Buy it under the level we gave you 4 months ago. Oh, VTNR. I apologize for that comment.
Yeah.
Boring stock. VTNR, getting real close to the 880. Kind of did hit it Thursday if you don't count the Friday pullback. For me, the move's done unless you have a reason to keep going. I know it has the 15s, but
Yeah. No, I'm. Uh, we'll just, it's not going anywhere.
okay.
Likely to check back down a bit. 750
50, yep.
ads would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. It might not check. It might keep going, but we, again, trade off define risk, and we got the move. We got a big piece of the move. So if you're in it, you like to swing, keep doing your thing. Just not a good ad spot here unless this kind of pulls back.
I think it's gonna have to make one more round trip to this channel before it breaks out. That's kind of my take on it.
Oh, okay, okay. I think we're bopping. The way this chart looks is we're just going to tap off this 880. I have 883, so I'm just saying my level. And then we're going to just fly through that. But it's going to sit up at that 8 like 30 to 880 for a while. That's what it looks like on my end. If you get pull back, I'm buying with you, Professor, though. 100%.
Yeah.
Yelp?
Um,
In
I'm gonna back off for now.
My opinion, we just hung out a little too long there. We should have took it off last week.
Yeah,
I'll take full responsibility for that. Zim, your shipper.
$32. May 32C.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping that real nice strength off of 20. And that's a wrap. All right, well, you watched this goddamn video, so we can be pretty quick with these. Because I'm assuming you picked the good ones already. I'm just going to go on a limb. Just going to go out on a limb there and assuming you picked the good ones already. AA, we both know real well. I'm interested why that didn't make yours. Does that 60 go away?
Well, honestly, it's because I was through basic materials before copper futures opened.
Okay. Should we add this?
I mean, that's
Let's
why I
add
kept
this.
Cenex. So yeah, I'm good to add that.
Yeah, I have 46.51p. Look what it did Friday off of our level. I mean, it ate it for breakfast. So if you don't have like downward flow to 30, back to 40 or 32, probably 40 would be first. I think this is the time to get back there.
Yeah, no, it's gonna the 50C all expirations. I like those.
Repeat winner. Boring. BlackRock. Don't really need much unless you have a note on it. Throwing a jab there. BlackRock coffee.
So actually, I had some BlackRock coffee this morning. So
you're fucking Republican.
Feeling like going hunting and like need to put a gun rack in my car or something. Let's see. This I do like this. God. I just don't know, is 317.8C.
No.
Is that good enough for us, or do we need?
I need the 9 to break. If not, you're in the channel, and you're kind of just going with the market because no one knows the stock, and you're better off.
9C is bearish. I didn't like that.
No,
so
next, it's not going. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
and that's another reason why.
We already got the home run on this months and months ago.
Yeah, we bought it at 15. So. I'm a big proponent of that now. It doesn't matter the price. I ask people that all the time. Like when I'm talking stocks, I was just with my Tesla buddy. I was like, "What prices have you bought Tesla at in your life?"
Yeah.
And we went over them. And I was like, "Well, which one was most profitable?" And it wasn't the lowest price. It was not the lowest price that he bought.
Yeah, I like
most profitable.
I like how you can tell the people with a short bias, like Tesla will put a train as a picture of a semi truck, and they'll be like, "That's why you shorted."
Yeah,
Not
to get way off topic, but because my buddy has the FSD, like the beta
Yeah.
part, right? So he gets stuff like in the first 5,000 people. Um, it literally, as you drive by stuff, it probably has like 10 stock images, and it just tries to figure out by the size, right? So like
Yeah.
we drove by a boat and it made it a van.
Right. It's an obstruction. It's like I'm not going to try to drive through that. So that's good enough for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly. The thing, what I noticed, and what if you don't have one, you're never gonna see it, or if you're not in one regularly, is before the car would get like right next to you and it wouldn't notice it. It's noticing the thing flipping 50 yards away, all directions now. It's coming up on the screen. And it wouldn't do that before. It'd be up on you. The car would like notice it and jerk to the left sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's with you
Yeah.
know, and it's noticing stuff 50 yards out now. Um, but yeah, that's another topic. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
BuzzFeed only brought this up because you nailed the social the first time. Got some good consolidation down here. Probably a shitty stock, shitty play. Um, but yeah, just you know me. If you mention them, I'll follow them for the next 10 years.
Um, yeah. uh, no, I don't have a full
Cool,
reason to keep it.
cool.
Hey,
Hey,
did you see Reddit's going to do an IPO?
no, I did not. That's gonna be a shitstorm.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Don't buy shares pre-IPO, but definitely trade it the first few days. That would be my
Yeah, that was why I brought it up. We'll be
perfect.
on that.
You got a date?
And then the options come out. Oh, let's see. I did. Second half of 2023.
Okay,
So,
okay, we got time then. Yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare. Good times.
yeah.
Charge point. Where you
I had
charger?
yeah, actually, yeah, we should do this one. I had this in my notes. I need to get with the whales on this. They put this as consumer cyclical, and it's really industrials. It
Get
bugs the hell out of me that
get
they do
over there and tell them
that.
to straighten their stuff out.
Yeah. Let's see.
I got 1266 to 16. We're just bouncing off that 1266. Probably a better place to add would be 11. But that range is playable there, 11 to 13, and that's kind of where we are. What, one, two, three, four, five, six candles in a row here?
So I've got 224 13C, 33 13.5C, sold puts at 12.
Yeah,
So
I like
a
it.
lot of buys end of day. Another one of those.
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
Perfect. CLSK. It's a Bitcoin. Um, I think we. I really think this is the one you can't get a. Yeah, it's a 2.5er. Let's just pass
Yeah,
on that. Let's
I don't
just
have a
pass
read
on
on
it.
it.
Yeah, I think I did that to you again. I can notes that. I think our Bitcoin stocks are probably good enough though. Cop we already did. Hey, DCFC. Did you look into this one, bro? I think this is a gold mine. I really do. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was the Biden charger. Remember when Biden had the charger on him next to the stage?
Right.
This
Yeah.
was this was them, and this thing dropped all the way to a buck. So I kind of waited for that, to move, but it's moving now. I mean, it's moved for a solid like 3 weeks. Kind of consolidating down here, but it looks ready now.
I got 317 3C.
Do
So
you have anything out of them like out, like way out, like stupid numbers way out?
I've got 519 9C.
Okay, that's my second one. I wanted 6 to 9. Let's get on this. Let's get on this here.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Right there. I just. Am I wrong? I mean, tell me how you feel about that. It was on flipping stage with the president. Come on, they don't just like pick a
Yeah,
random
no,
one. They're not picking a random one.
kind of has what I look for in stocks this range, where you get a strike about $1 away, and looks plausible.
Yeah, yeah. I just think
Yeah.
you don't make it on that stage without somebody.
So I'm guessing that big fat volume candle from January, that was the Biden speech.
No, it was back here like Yeah, January. Yes, last year. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, and it ran. It was crazy. And we're like, all right, we'll stay on this. Then it kind of channeled for a while. We never got flow, and then it became a dollar stock. And I turned it off pretty much. Like even really mention it. But this last run here kind of seems like something's up. Just kind of seems like
yeah,
something's up.
yeah.
Dat
I'm with you.
perfect. Datadog, we already did. Oh, let me make sure I got that. Docu. It's only on here because we hit 70 on Thursday and we pulled way back Friday. That's literally it. Playing that pullback. But if there's not flow, we got plenty of fish going right now.
Yeah, calls are a little too bearish. I mean, that could change during the week, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
F cell we did. Your buddy here, old Fresh Pet. Again,
I'm gonna put it in the bear cave.
okay. Off of
It's
68. How far down you going?
yeah, 55.
Nice, P. Nice. Yeah, do that one because I'll put my chart up there to show the because that's what you want. You want the resistance to be your ads for these, right? Like it's the other way.
Yeah,
So the best ad
yeah.
would be around the 68. You seeing that too?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
FSM. It's another silver play. 330 really strong. 335 really strong. It is an upper level though. Not much range. Maybe back to 450.
Yeah, flow's bearish on it. I gotta
Okay,
back off for now.
perfect. Fiverr. I'm to be honest with you, I think this is a downside into ER play or after an India. I think this is a play short
Um,
side.
yeah, I've got the dominant strike on it is 35p.
Mm-hmm. That makes
So
sense.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's plausible for sure.
Lemonade.
So
Oh,
clear
sorry.
clear the
Sorry.
report, and I think we'll be good.
Okay. Okay. Lemonade. Yeah, these two, Fiverr and Lemonade, are both ER this week. Fiverr was on the upper channel. Lemonade's on the lower channel. The 1630. Back to that 22 is what we need to see. You've kind of stepped away from these, yeah?
Yeah, I just haven't had a
Okay.
reason. Well, yeah, lemonade. It's 15p is what stands out
All right.
on weeklies.
I'll just keep them on the back. That on the back burner.
I think
PAAS.
lemonade for me needs to actually hold this 1750 level.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I was just hoping you had a good flow read on this side of ER. If I'm gonna play ones, it's
Or I'll tell you this though, like full on collapse from lemonade, I'm buying it. Like I'm not gonna miss that again. So
what's your
we
low
get to like
buy?
14 $14.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know that we'll see that. So might be 15.
PAAS. Pan American Silver. Another silver. Oh, I don't know why gold and silver were
Um,
just on my lines. It was weird because it wasn't just it was all of
so
them.
yeah, I'm still dollar's too strong for me right now
Okay.
for um to get into silver, but like midweek, I think that they might
Change.
turn back around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Palo Alto. ER Monday after close. Tuesday, sorry.
Previous winner for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did great on this one last time.
It's on 169.06 is kind of my level, but if you look at all the action for the last 6 months, it's under that level.
This is very likely going to pull back to about 165, which isn't that bad. And upside, a lot of call selling
All
into
right.
earnings.
Yeah,
So
we're thick, so if it
yeah,
ain't A plus, there's no reason. Plug. Surprised you like Charge Point. Charge Point definitely the better setup, but this is close here. Assuming you'd have 20s.
Um, I do, but it's bearish, so
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna stay away from this.
We did QS. Roblox. You usually lead the way on this, so I'm more wondering what you see, so I know what to look for. Um, we we're around the ER, so like the 40 I thought would hold
Yeah.
here, but
How do you like 42160C?
oh, we got to add this P.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yeah, I
have
think we
sold? Where's
should.
your sold puts? 38.
40.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So I've got 224 40p.
Yeah, they were nailing this. What were we at? 47, 46 is where we were, and then
Hmm.
they got that kids are getting robbed online news that kind of killed them throughout the year. But we're right back here. This that your target isn't nothing crazy in my opinion. It really isn't. Um,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I got a line at 36. I don't think we see that. So
yeah, I'm with you. And that's your like local volume
yeah,
profile. Makes sense why you have that there.
yeah.
Redfin we did. Um, Rivian. When Rivian was 50, 60 ish, I said when Rivian gets to 20, I'm definitely interested. We're down here for about 6 weeks. Starting to get that point for me as a more, I'll just say it, as more of a long term. This is looking like where you take your first nibble. Um,
Yeah, it's actually a decent candidate for the Leap channel
let's
based
do
on what I'm
that.
seeing.
Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me write it up here. Because that's my play on it. I'm not saying trade it this week to 30 or 26, right? I'm saying like DCA into this thing for that bigger move. Rocket.
Yeah, it's and by the like during that, I actually did have I was on this in December and I was saying like 15 puts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it did actually drop there.
Yep.
But they're not doing that from here. Like they're not trying to bring it back to 15. So I kind of like the stability. Get ads under 20. I think that's good. 19 would be great,
Mm-hmm.
but you're just not guaranteed to do that. So if you do want Rivian, you do want to start adding it here, I think.
Yeah, 1929 is my level, so that lines up perfectly with what you just said.
Yeah.
Rocket, we did, and
Mm-hmm.
SA. It's another gold. It's all these dang golds. Let's just move on. Dollar's too strong, right?
Yeah.
Dollar's too strong.
Yep.
Space, and we did that one.
We got that.
And
Yep.
Sun W is a solar play. I'm 90% sure the reads are really hard on this one for you, but it was on a level, and I kind of wanted to mention solar.
Um, oh yeah, yeah. I actually started looking at this one when like Enphase was going, and I said like, give
Yes,
me some
yes,
solar penny stocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This and SPI and whatnot. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. No options volume to speak of here.
yeah. Okay, better
So
fish,
yeah.
better fish. And last but not least, it didn't end up in my written notes because I ran out of page room and I had to put it on the top, and then I didn't make it back to that. Um, but Yeti 4020s volume profile. It was covered in the Ring the Room video though because it's on the list here. I just see the higher low here on Yeti off this 40. I like the stock in general, and it easily does 10% off this level from just where we're at right now without any flow.
They were in a Nasdaq did a tweet today,
Yeah, I seen that. I
and
seen that. I seen
yeah,
that.
yeah, I thought that was funny. Let me see here.
Could be. I mean, we could be here for another 3 or 4 weeks. We really could, but definitely 40 confirming. Want to watch it. Um, kind of hard.
So I've got so one thing about this one, it's got monthly options, and so we're through the expiration of the 217s. But I
Yeah.
don't know what they rolled over yet
Okay.
until I
That's
see the new open interest.
next week.
So next week, yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. And that was it. Sweet. Thank you for watching that, P. That made that way easier.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely.
And it was
That sounds
thick
good.
this. It was thick this week.
So I do given the what Copper's doing,
Uh-huh.
I didn't hot list it, but I'm curious. You call up SCCO and tell me what you
SCCO.
SCCO, yeah, and tell me what you think of that chart looking at it.
Southern Copper. Let me go look at the big guy real quick. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, you're. It's a professor special, that top end channel consolidating for all time breakout at 75. Um,
Yeah, 80C is the contract that stands out on it.
yeah, you could continue to walk up here if you're looking for a spot to add. I mean, you just take your weekly candle trick this thing. Um, 71 to 73 is what I'm looking for. You add there.
And then one more, Rio, RIO.
Roll Rio Tinto. Yeah. Same chart. More of a pullback, but more of a psychological pullback, but same chart that you just.
Yeah, 80 C is what stands out here.
I got a
Um,
76 auto RTL on the big one, on the big chart. I'd play that off of 67. So that would be like my ad range. 67. I don't even think you're going to get that. This actually 70 psych bounce. That's what you're looking for here.
so there's a couple things this has going for it. It's not an American stock. That's
Yeah.
one positive, actually. Same deal with Val, but copper is kind of what moves it. But they're into diamonds and gold, molybdenum, like all this. It's a mega cap, and
Yeah.
so kind of worth it to look at
They got a
on
lot
the
of
share side too.
sports sponsorships. They do a lot of sports
Hmm.
sponsorships.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I imagine
the Salt
like
Lake
soccer
City
teams and stuff.
Salt Lake City Stadium's named after them.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, those two. Just with if copper is going to move up, I think that's worth looking at. And again, copper moving up, the big flip kind of falls apart if that's happening,
yeah.
no matter what they said. So,
That,
um,
what was your high on that thing on Rio Tinto? What's your high spot? 90? 87?
so I got summer 96C,
96.
which I
Okay.
think is all time high.
What's another one with those weird that it's got that weird candle from that one day? It's on that list. And
Hmm.
it was
Yeah,
86. It was 86. It's on the daily. You should be able to see it on the daily.
yeah,
Um, all of the there's something to that. I'm keeping my eye on them. It's funny you had three today.
yeah.
Um,
Should be a
the,
good week. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
we'll
No,
see.
I think we're good. I think we're gonna be very we're short a day, so it's gonna be a little more volatile. It's just I'm not sold that it's gonna stay to the upside. It's not down. It's sideways that are up for me. Um,
Um, yeah, right. And I think there's some levels to the downside that they might try to test, and then we're going to see how strong stuff is and what kind of ran on nothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's what kind of sideways too. Is it some things are flat and some things are pushing up, or is it some things are going down and some things are flat? Like what kind of sideways are we doing? And right now,
And Friday did that same thing that we talked about 2 weeks ago, which is you know big drop, and then it closes the day, kind of splits the difference. Um, didn't get back all of the pre-market drop, but most of it kind of opened in the same spot. So
oh,
um,
was that Monday or Tuesday? I literally quoted you on that one because it did it.
yeah,
That's what it did. I was like, pound the table on this because it's what's going to probably happen, and it's stuff like that that I think that makes us different than a lot of people. Just those little notes that really have a lot of weight.
yeah, right. Well, and for me, if someone wants to gamble, I don't know why you do anything other than wait for a big gap up or gap down pre-market and play the opposite at open.
Yes.
I mean, it's chasing a direction that opens is like the worst thing you can do. I don't know why people do it. I guess psychologically, it seems like you know, seems like you miss something, and so you want a piece of it, but you just end up on the wrong side. People do that all the time.
No, I when I first started calling trades with RT, I shouldn't have said his name, but
Yeah,
like I would we were looking for 10 or 15 cent moves on dollar $2 to $3 stocks, right? I mean that's what we're looking for, just
mm,
these quick pops. So people would see that and then get in. It's like, well, that's kind of what we're trading. So I mean, I got away with like suggesting that for people because it's people use that seeing the move happen as conviction. And if there's not enough of the move, enough of the window as we talk about, yeah, you just get ate alive, man. You just get ate. So you're
yeah,
better. You're better having conviction that the move is gonna happen. Like that's your conviction that the thesis is correct. So you buy when it goes against the grain, not the other way. Not when you're confirmed. Your thesis should already be confirmed in your head. Then you just got to be
yeah, right.
good at saying you're wrong early if you're
So
wrong.
yeah, I mean, in this, so that yeah, there's a couple like major market things I would say, like in the environment we're in right now. The most common thing to happen in a pre-market gap up of any kind is that flush at open. That's your safest lotto. Your safest trade is the secondary move after that.
Yes.
And then the least common kind of day we're going to have is a trend down day. Those three things alone. I don't care if you're looking at flow or levels or whatever. Like those are the safest setups. And then from there, that's when our work comes in and you start to get specific about it. Like which one is going to have a better secondary move. That's what our
Yes.
list will tell you.
No, I don't think anyone could have said that any better right there. That's exactly what it is. And those things are right now consistent. They are
Yeah.
there. You can count on them, and that's yeah. That's what we look for. Just a couple things that are, and then use those to your advantage. So good
Yep.
stuff, P. Appreciate the time. Thank you for moving this to Monday for me. Appreciate that, and yeah, yeah. Hope you have a good week out there.
Yeah. All good. I'll be on Discord finishing up the notes and get a few things in Leaps and Bear Cave, and we'll go from there.
Perfect, perfect. All right, you have a great week.
You too.